Ladies and gentlemen, this is mine and my beautiful daughter's brand new podcast. It was Darcy's idea. She has obviously seen a few podcasts and wants into that world, and I think we've got some interesting topics to talk about. What we've decided to call it, after a bit of discussion, is All or Nothing. So it's a bit of a play on the word all or nothing because we felt that.
Us halls give it our best.
That's right. That's what we believe, that whenever we commit to something, mostly sport is what we enjoy. We try our hardest and find ways to win. So tell us your ideas behind the podcast, Darcy.
I wanted to start a podcast to share to people what us halls are like and how dedicated we are to our sports and how we perform and how we show everyone how
To go about it.
just general.
We've got lots of great ideas, and I think they'll just unfold as the episodes go on. But I'm going to let Darcy introduce herself. Tell me about yourself, interesting facts about yourself, your sports, and some of your biggest achievements to date.
My name's Darcy. I'm 11. An interesting fact about myself, I'm a swimmer and I have gone to state, I win state, nationals. The other question.
There's some interesting facts about yourself. What sports you're involved with?
So I do gymnastics, weightlifting / gym, and then swimming. And something I've done today, is that right?
I've forgotten what the other question was.
Something I've achieved today, apparently.
Oh, your perceived biggest achievements to date.
From today.
Just today, up to this date.
I reckon just winning nationals. Like at least getting top 3 nationals and winning state. That's something I'm very proud about, and I reckon we'll go forward from that.
Definitely, and was what we'll uncover in this podcast. I'll introduce myself. I'm James, Darcy's dad. Sports has been a massive part of my life. It's pretty much defined me. I was a swimmer when I was younger, and then moved into rugby union. Stuck with rugby union from about 14, went professional at 21, and retired at 31, and then ground out about another 2 years of semi-professional. But I'm more known for my ergs. I was the first person to break 1,000 meters. Sorry, I was the first person to go sub 6 for 2,000 meter on the ski erg, something that never been done before. I've got the world record at 2:40 for 1,000 meters on the ski erg. And probably what I'm more proud of is I held the 1,000 meters row erg world record for 2.5 years within taking up rowing within 12 weeks. So for when I just started to invest time and energy into the rower, I went sub 6 within 4 weeks. And then after 12 weeks, I broke the 1,000 meters world record. That obviously wasn't just that 12 weeks. That was a lifetime of training. And I then just focused it in on the row erg. But I was pretty pleased with what I achieved. And that was a very defining and intense part of my life when things were going really well physically for me. I also coach online. I one-to-one mentor people and write their programs. I own a gym in Erin, New South Wales. And what else do I do to make money? I do seminars and workshops. So I travel the country, travel the world, and I educate functional fitness athletes like high rocks athletes and CrossFitters on how to erg better. So that's us. I guess this podcast was born out of, because of Darcy's idea that sport has been a massive part of her life, where she gets inspiration from, where she gets her drive from, what her goals are, how I'm involved, my current goals, and then how we approach achieving them. Because nothing happens by accident. So that's what we're trying to unravel here and talk about, is to how to achieve them, what kind of the father-daughter mentorship might look like, how we do that, her journey of learning of how to become an elite level athlete. So let's talk about you a little bit more. Tell me about one of your earliest memories of sport in your life.
All right. I reckon earliest memories of sport that I would in general just do was Dad used to go to these holiday camp things. I don't know what they were, but I used to go after preschool or something like that, kindy, and I would go there, these little rugby classes, and we play things like bulldog, those games. And I think that was when sport started to come into my life. And I think that when growing up in England, I would see my dad. He would train in the gym and in our garage and go on the ski erg. I think that's when I thought to myself, oh, I want to try things like that. He was a swimmer. I reckon I should do that stuff. And then I moved over here and I started doing some swimming lessons and swimming. And I think that I've just found out I'm very good at it. And so I just trained and grew from there.
Yeah. So I started a rugby holiday camp business that turned into rugby tots Saturday morning class. And I hate coaching kids, but obviously a pleasure coaching Darcy. So that's where we first started getting her involved on a parent level, where I was actually involved, was coaching her rugby. Then from what I could see from her sports days, she was winning the sprints and the jumps and all things like that, which obviously made me very proud, but also kind of gave me an insight into, if she loves this stuff, then why not harness and harvest that kind of passion? So yeah, some good early memories. What about me coaching you apart from rugby? I've got a very clear one in my head. Tell me about your earliest memory in.
I think I've got a clear one in my head too. I think the first one I can pretty much remember is probably when we moved to Australia and we made a little gym in our home's garage. And he bought me a barbell for I think it was my 6th birthday. And so that's what every 6-year-old would have won. I don't want to play with Barbies or anything. I got a barbell. So I started using that, and Dad would teach me cleans, the snatches, the squats, the jerks, all that type of stuff. And I think I loved it. And so that's pretty much my first memory, picking up a barbell at 6 at our old house.
I think one of the big benefits of me coaching Darcy is I'm a coach myself, and obviously not a lot of parents aren't coaches and they haven't been coached, so they can't even pass on that knowledge. But whilst I was a professional rugby player, I was lucky enough to get some excellent instruction, especially on things like the Olympic lifts. And almost in most physical sports that need speed and power, they are doing Olympic lifting. It's basically plyometrics. It's jumping with weight, and it gets you not only coordinated, but it gets you incredibly powerful, and the transfer of speed, force, production, change of direction, things like that. So it was very natural for me to coach the barbell movements that I did. I've done plenty of education. I'm an Olympic weightlifting coach. And yeah, on her 6th birthday, after her showing lots of interest in trying to grab my 20-kilo barbell, we got her a 10-kilo rogue bar and some lifting shoes. And that was for your 6th birthday. And you used that for 2 years. Got plenty of clips we can share. And then on your 8th birthday, I got you a 15-kilo bar because you'd already outgrown the 10-kilo bar, a new pair of lifters. We actually got you some external coaching from a really good Olympic coach. Remember Aaron?
Some TikTok made a video of me, and I've seen it on YouTube, and it was on some Chinese brand posted a TikTok of me.
Yeah. So we had some great interventions from external coaches, and obviously that was me seeking that. I'm not proficient enough in coaching the clean on a high level. So I sought some further education, not only for myself, but for Darcy. So Aaron Kroll, and also Izzy from Uplift Gym was great in sort of influencing Darcy's lifting, and she's kept it right through. And that video, I think the whole reason it came about is because who's your uncle?
Eddie Hall.
So obviously there's the theme of this is there's something in the genetics. Obviously Darcy, as you'll learn, is a phenomenal athlete. I like to think I'm a pretty decent athlete, but also my brother Darcy's uncle Edward is a pretty good athlete. He needs to put on a bit of size and a bit of strength, but he goes all right. So he's got Max, who's showing good strength, and we've got little Else, little thing that will sit in the chair hopefully one day, and we'll have a chat to her. So I guess we're lucky, or Darcy's lucky, that we're surrounded by an environment that is conducive to sports and I want to say excellence, striving to be the best. It comes from the environment that we've created here because that's exactly what I believe is that you're a product of your environment. If you're not getting out there as a family, if you haven't got goals, you're not leading by example as a parent, the kid and their kid going down the line, it will just always snowball like that. It will be always be a problem unless you are very proactive. I've always coached, I've always worked out, and Darcy's quite often just been sat mesmerized at what I'm doing, what I'm saying to them. And then before I know it, she's there swinging a kettlebell or getting a barbell, and I'll have to slow her down. So we'll touch on that environment and what that kind of does to a kid's mentality. What else are we going to talk about on this show? So episode 1, we're just introducing it.
Goals. Yep.
Training setbacks.
Challenges that we have to face.
Challenges. Mindset.
That's a big thing.
Nutrition.
That's a good thing to talk about.
I like to talk about additional training as well.
Added on to what you're all.
I think it's very important.
Things like going for an ice bath after and an extra run.
Extra runs, extra bike ergs. Things that you can choose to do that is going to help the overall picture. And that's definitely a mindset thing of wanting to be the best.
I think also good recovery comes with that training.
Definitely. Well, recovery, as we'll talk about, is ultimately sleep and nutrition. They're the top of the tree. Low intensity work's very important as well. So I think that's episode 1, what we're going to talk about. We plan to put this on some kind of
Spotify and Instagram.
Little snippets on Instagram. You can hear the whole thing on Spotify, maybe Apple Music. There's many things we don't have to pay for initially until we're world famous and people start sponsoring us. Who would you like to be sponsored by?
Someone like...
We'll tag them in the reel.
Maybe a swimming brand.
Engine
or Speedo. Speedo, do they sponsor many people? I don't really know.
Sure.
And I know Engine sponsors quite a lot of people. Arena, yep, that swimming brand. What about also something like Rebel? No, not Rebel. Was that?
Rebel. The
Rebel.
sports shop.
That sports brand. LSKD. Just
LSKD.
brands that support the sports that I do.
So we're looking for sponsors.
Yep.
We've got supplement. They can hit us up with some merch. And we're willing to listen to sponsors, guys. All right.